Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be making some more Dune paintings. Just making sure that Twitch and okay, both streams look fine. Cool, 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 cool. Great, great. Today I'm going to be making some more paintings. I'm really hyped about the movie. Honestly, I'm really hyped about the movie. I saw a trailer for it when I went to see a different film on Tuesday, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm ridiculously hyped. And it's so far away. So in order to keep up that momentum that I'm feeling every time I watch a trailer or watch TV or whatnot, I figured I'd make some more paintings. And also, Comic Con is right around the corner. It's like a month away, and I don't have that many minis, you know? I'm actually getting kind of low on stock, which is a good problem because I keep going to different shows and different things. So it's like, yay, minis are being sold, but also it's like, oh my, minis are being sold, and don't have a ton of stock for Comic Con. So it's a good problem to have to paint more things and be more selective about the things that I put out when I go places. Is that a skin tone? It seems a little bright. Yeah. Is blue a little bit of black in here? If you're unfamiliar with the other paintings I did one of Zendaya and I did one of um, Timothy Chalamet, also from Dune, from the new Dune that's coming up, not the older movies that we did. Bonnie and Paul. I can never remember this guy's name. Not for the life of me, but every time I see him, he's just the dude, that shouts, Lisa Aldaid. He's that guy. Can't think of his name for the life of me, though. At least his character name. I'm sure this will be like the event of December. I know it comes out the same day as Doomsday. So people are trying to do like a Doomsday thing. Honestly, I don't care about seeing another Marvel film. I might check out eventually, but I definitely have Marvel fatigue. And it's not just because they've made so many movies. I have Marvel fatigue because my dad watches a Marvel movie almost every single day, and so it's just like I'm constantly seeing Thor and Captain America and Iron Man and the Hulk, and like, he's just constantly watching these films. So I'm I'm a little Marvel fatigue. And I know the quality of some of the films hasn't been that great, but I I'm just fatigued because I see it all the time. But I will not be doing Doomsday. I will just be watching Dune when it comes out. But I'm excited for Dune. I actually did watch the 1980 something version. I think it was 80s. It might have been 60. I don't know the other version that's available. I ended up watching that last night. Well, finishing it last night. I started watching it the other night. But I was just like, man, this is such a different vibe than the Timothy Chalamet movie. It was so. I mean, they sped through a lot, and Dune is a really, really big book. I'm like, man, they're speeding through this thing and just giving a lot of things as exposition that were, like whole 20-minute scenes in the other two Dune movies. It's like it's so wacky. The one from the 80s or 70s, whenever it was. It's so wacky looking. And like the villains are like comically evil instead of like formidably evil. I was like, this is such a different vibe. And they really make Paul out to like be like the savior. And from the people that read the books, that explain the books on TikTok, I that is not the vibe you're supposed to get. I mean, he does bring about the golden path, which means things. It means things, but you're definitely not supposed to get like he's a good guy vibe. At least that's what I get from people's commentaries on the books. But I've seen discourse about it online about whether or not he was good or bad because ultimately his decisions does save humanity and keeps it from going extinct, but also at the same time a holy war and millions die. To me, it seems like the same type of people that say that Paul is justified in the things that he did are the same people that say that Aaron Yeager was justified in what he did in Attack on Titan. And um, I mean, I was a Yeagerist at the end, so I guess what I'm saying is, if I knew more about the lore, then I'd probably agree with Paul? Question mark. I don't know. Again, don't super know a whole lot about it besides the films. And I guess that's most people's exposure because I feel like the majority of people just aren't reading books in general, let alone books that thick or a series that long. I, on the other hand, I enjoy reading, especially like sci-fi stuff. So maybe one day I'll check out Dune when I have time on my hands. When my life doesn't revolve so much around screens and other things, then maybe I'll take the time to sit down and read Dune and have an informed opinion about who's a good guy, who's a bad guy. Well, I think the Harkonnens are legitimately bad, but it might be like a thing of lesser evils. But sometimes I like stories and characters like that where it's not like objectively someone's good, someone's bad. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Superman, love Captain America. I love like the wholesome American high truth, justice, and American way type of heroes, type of stories. I love them, love what they represent. Um, and sometimes I want a story that's a bit more complex and a character that is um, you know not so simple. And that's something I appreciate about the Attack on Titan fandom or the Dune fandom because there are legitimately good and bad things about quote unquote good guys and their decisions. And I'm kind of putting in the lightest areas of his face first because he has a lot of stuff on his a lot of thing. I don't know. It's a very interesting photo. honestly. It's one of the reasons I kind of wanted to paint the Dune cast. His photo was really captivating to me. You know, and as much as I do like those like morally gray or stories, I do really still appreciate like actual like good and bad. And one thing I don't like in media that seems to be popping up a lot is like the misunderstood villain. Like everybody has to be like Marvel's Loki, where it's like, oh, they murder sometimes, but they still have a heart of gold. Type of like, oh, you like, it's almost like comical, like the bad stuff that they do. I don't like villains like that. I like complex heroes, but villains, I want I want my villains to just be straight up evil, you know, not like misunderstood. Like, oh, maybe they could be right, maybe they. I want my heroes to be complex and my villains just to, you know, just to be straight up evil. I don't know. And sometimes I want my stories to be like, well, who was less evil in this situation? But I don't know. I either want good versus evil or complex hero versus objectively evil. Tired of the misunderstood villain stuff. Like it was fine, like the first dozen times stories like that popped up, but after a while, it's just like, mm. And my preferences in storytelling maybe don't make sense. I don't know. It's just something I'm tired of seeing. Misunderstood villain. I'm fine if you enjoy that. If you're into that, it's completely fine. But I think those types of stories are a dime a dozen now. So I'd like a break from those characters. And like it's grayish brown and like varying degrees. might be too light. Yeah, too light. Let's get some of that black back in there. This is still pretty light. Oop, 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 oop. Too much, too much, too much sauce. There we go. It's not brown. There's still some black in there. I'm just really struggling to try and get this grease color right. Okay, I think we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Yeah, there is. Sometimes when I'm struggling to mix the color together, I'll load up the image in Photoshop and then color picker and then see how that color sits like on a spectrum and see what base colors are in there. There's definitely a hint of orange in the dirt that's on his face, but it's still very, very brown. And there's definitely some shimmery, sweaty dirt on top of his face, especially like near his eye. Those blueness of his, um, not the iris. People, you know, the whites of the eyes, whatever they're called. I can never remember, but they are blue. They are definitely blue from all that sass. Oh, thanks for the follow. Hello, Rob Art. Nice to see you. Appreciate you watching. How's it going? It's going pretty good. It's like a rainy, miserable day outside, but I'm feeling pretty great. How about you, Rob? You finished work and university exams, so you're free for the next 2 weeks. I can finally breathe. Oh, that's nice. It's always a nice feeling when you don't have any more tests. To make Rob. I'll be back after this break. I am back in the OR, so the work gone on. Um, yeah, the work always goes on, doesn't it? Well, I am formally retired from art. I used to do character design and backgrounds. Oh, you kept the username? Oh, okay. Well, that's still pretty cool, though. Character design and background art. You did it for 12 years. Oh my Lanta. That's a long time. 5 years professionally, then decided to follow my passion. Okay. Wow, that's a long time. I guess I guess I've been doing art for about that long, so now that I think about it. I started off just doing strictly portraits, and then I wasn't painting back when I started. I started when I was, gosh, how old was I? 16, I think. I'm 30 now, so I've been making art for 14 years, which is so weird to say. But mainly just for myself. Did um, I have done art for other people, like book covers and album covers. And, I actually did release a children's book with my sister. I think so. This is only the like advanced edit copy because my other copy is in my car. But we released a children's book together. So this is like the one of, but yeah, I've also been making art for a long time. Oh, thank you, Rob. You gonna enjoy this vacation? I mean, everybody needs one. It's always nice to take a break. Just you and your bed. Hey, sometimes that's all you need, you know? And now my students will not call me. Nice, nice. Shiny look, shiny sort of wet look on the skin around the eyes. Last time I had a break, the medical students that were in the hospital with me took a liking of my way of teaching or just explaining everything I do as a surgical technician. Oh, sounds like a pretty demanding job. They got your Instagram and started asking you everything? Oh my gosh. It be like that sometimes. When I'm not painting, I work in youth ministry, and when some of my online gamer friends found out, they any random questions that they had about the Bible or Christianity, they would just like in the middle of the day, no context, they would just be like, "So, what about this?" And I'm just like, "Hold on." Sometimes it can be a lot when people just have you to be the go-to person. It's nice that people are that confident in your knowledge as well. I'm European, so just to put that out there, I don't know how other countries do it. Here we can study multiple stuff at the same time. Maybe you can like major and like minor in things in the US. I did my medical assistance for 3 years, got my diploma, and when I got in my second year of medical assistance, I started doing surgical technician. Okay. I don't know much about how many years like the medical industry and stuff needs to study because I know you guys are in school for a very, very long time, and different things. Getting both diplomas at the same time. Hey, why waste time, you know? If you can get both now, get both now. Makes sense to me. Here we do an equivalent of study program where the studies I have can put me further in the medicine journey. So now I am a medical student aiming to be a doctor in radiology. So you got like 7 more years. Oh my, that's a long time, but you know, it's for a good cause. That is a really long time though. So you juggle uni with work in the hospital. Okay. Well, you definitely deserve this break then. So I know that can be a very physically and mentally demanding field. Yeah, I knew what you were talking about though. I was picking up what you were laying down. I was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what it is." So that's skincare. I'm cutting his beard a little bit patchy right now. I'll build up layers with it. My liner brush. Hey, Zombo. Nice to see you. Are you as excited as I am for the new Dune movie? Oh, I need some skin up here. Yes, Lisan Al Gaib. It's that guy. I wonder what's gonna happen next. I didn't read the book either. I did not read the book either. I watched the movie from the 80s or 70s last night. I wasn't exactly sure what time period it was, but the hairstyles definitely are somewhere between the 70s and the 80s. I know there's like 7 books or something crazy like that. And so there's a lot that goes on. In the movie I saw last night, there was a lot of it was just like exposition and like trying to get it to the point where like the last 2 movies were, and I was just like, oh, they just saying this stuff. They're barely acting it out. They're just like, and then this happened, and then this happened. And I'm just like, yeah, just okay. I guess that's what happens when you try to squeeze in a super long book into one 2-hour movie. I definitely think there were some things in the first movie that could have been cut. 'Cause some scenes were just like super duper long. But the second one, the pacing and everything, I think they really nailed it. And so I'm excited for the third one because I feel like it's gonna be peak. It is gonna be peak. They should have had more scenes with the demon baby talking to him. Movie, they just were like, "Yep, she grew really fast and was premature," and then there was like a 7-year-old just like using. It. I'm just like, "Oh, okay." They just skip right over the birth, and then there was just a full blown toddler. Well, not even toddler. She was like 7 years old or something like that. Like mind controlling the Baron and stuff like that. I was like, okay, go ahead with your 7-year-old self. I guess. One thing I do know about the books, like the Bene Gesserit, um, weird mind control stuff, like, it's not like, nothing in Dune is, like, magic, it's all, like, based back in science, or at least that's what they claim. They, sonic screwdriver the explanation, I guess you could say. Like, "Oh, yes, this is all science." But with their voices, it's like there's, like, a frequency and a pitch in which they speak that it, you know, makes it so that they can, like, overwrite people's logic systems and just make them do whatever they want. And it's like, that just sounds like a fancy way of saying magic, but okay. And also with, like, like, ingesting a bunch of spice, it makes it like, the more spice you intake, the higher your brain function gets. And so your brain just instead of, like, actually, like, magically seeing the future, it's like your brain calculates possible futures at such a rate where it looks like it's all ASMR, but from a 60s POV. What do you mean? Yeah. Sometimes when like sci-fi stuff, when they just try to make it all super science, like a higher level of science that just like appears like it's magic to the other people, and just like, or it's magic. Fun fact. Okay, fun facts. They used to do experiments with ASMR, seeing if they could control people like in MK Ultra. Oh, okay. Now your comment makes sense. Okay, that's crazy. But yeah, sound frequencies can equals mind control. That's what's going on with the Bene Gesserit. That is something I know from the books. Also, something about his son eventually turning into a giant sandworm or something. It's like a human sandworm hybrid. I don't. I think I'm pretty sure that's legit and not just something silly someone sent to TikTok. I'm pretty sure I like double checked that. I don't know. The later books I think get super weird, but I think Dune and Dune Messiah are like usually people's favorites. Oh my gosh, I've somehow rubbed mascara into my eye, and I wasn't even touching my face. Like my left eye is just like uncontrollably crying right now. This is insane. Oh wow, that was completely random. Okay, what was I doing? I think I was making the fold in his eyebrows. Not eyebrows, eyelids. He's got like kind of like these thick, juicy eyes. Touch them, they were like kind of fatty looking, you know. And no disrespect to him, you know, I'm not like saying that to make fun of him. I'm just trying to describe the juice. I'm not trying to be weird about it at all. that part up. Maybe I should put like an iris in there. Little pupil. Yes. Pupils. There we go. Give him some more beard. It's pretty interesting about the MK Ultra stuff. They really were just doing anything in the 60s to see if it worked. Man, now I'm thinking about the Stranger Things show and how it would have been totally better if it was just an anthology series and just like different government MK Ultra projects instead of following the same ever expanding cast members. Yeah, like stuff in the first season, like I could get down with. Progressed, I was like, that's dumb. That's dumb. I'm like, why aren't any of these people in like actual danger? Like they keep getting into situations where it's like three of them should have died, and then they're just alive. It just like got to a point where it's like, okay, these kids are in like actual danger. No one's gonna die on this show. I don't know why I'm watching it. I didn't finish it. I heard about I heard about the things that they were doing in the last season. I was just like, I don't know. Like I watched like the first like two, 3 episodes, and I was like, I don't like the way they're explaining things. I don't like the way the show is going, and it's like I feel like this is gonna be a big waste of my time. And so I just let my siblings watch the final episodes and let them tell me about it. And I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't waste my eyeballs on that. I think it looks like the guy. I just think there's I've only spent like 1,000 years on this, and it's already been like an hour, I think. Usually when I spend that long on a portrait is because I'm really struggling to get like their facial features and stuff. But that wasn't the case this time. trying to make this man look like he's covered in dirt, you know? He's trying to make that look realistic. Like he's trying to keep a little dirt under his pillow, the dirt man. Might have overdid it with the shine on his cheek, but I think he's good for now. Let's move on to Demon Baby. Adult sized Demon Baby. I think I should have an image of her somewhere. Okay, now she's a pale one. Super pale. Is there what undertone is that? Okay, they just like desaturated her in this photo. There's like a slight. It's ever so slight. It's like barely there. I'm gonna block in the white areas of her face first. Well, not completely white, but the palest areas. I'm gonna block those in first, and then work my way down. That is a little too blue. She's not that blue. Yeah, this is definitely the wrong shade. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. Take those colors together. So yeah, it's like a grayish pink, honestly. You ready for Spider-Man to Spider-Man? I mean, like for him to actually be broke and struggling and stuff. Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. That'll probably be like one of the last, unless something really interesting happens. That'll probably be one of like the last Marvel movies I see. I'm not super interested in Doomsday at all. I almost said Doomsday. Um, I don't know them rewriting and refocusing everything after Jonathan Majors didn't get prosecuted for assault. Like it was proven that he he was innocent, and then they were just like, "Yep, nope, and we're gonna completely re go with everything in our universe." Just like, okay, now all the hype that they were building and all these movies that they were doing just don't mean anything. So I was like, I'm not. And also Robert Downey Jr. just being Dune, it's just like a different, like an alternate reality. Dune was just, I'm not excited for it. But yeah, Spider Man, I'll see, I'll watch, I'll enjoy. I pretty much I haven't seen a movie with Tom where I had a bad time. Well, that one where everyone was British but speaking with a southern accent. That one was a little weird. It wasn't bad. It was just weird. It's not like I've seen everything that Tom has done. I'm not endorsing every Tom Holland movie. I think it'll be a good time. My sisters keep telling me that I should watch. Um, what was it? The one with Bucky and Black Widow's adopted sister. My sisters keep telling me that I should watch that because they think I'd enjoy it. And then I keep telling them I still haven't seen the Black Widow movie, and they're like, "Why haven't you seen the Black Widow movie?" And I'm like, "Because I had Marvel fatigue, and I just didn't want to see another Marvel thing." And they're just like, "No, you should really watch it. You should really watch it." Like I know who Yelena is that her name? Yelena. I know who she is, and I know Dad from Stranger Things, who has a real name, but it's just Dad from Stranger Things in my brain. This is kind of terrifying at it with just like her screaming face and like not enough details on her skin. It's a little creepy. a bit creepy. Too much moisture, but I have to wait for that to dry. You know, when I was sketching these, well, initially, before I even sketched them, 'cause I've had these grids saved in my phone for a minute. When I looked at these, I thought, oh, the one of Anna Taylor Joy, I think that's her name. Like, oh, that's going to be the more difficult portrait. That's going to be the one that takes longer. But, you know, I was wrong. It feels like I'm kind of flying through this one. It's still a little too wet. Okay, go above. I got a new wacky character for you guys to meet next session. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to vomit 12 times on the day of the session and not be available. You'll beat me? Like, you'll vomit more than me, or you will assault me? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I don't even feel sick in the slightest. Both at the same time? That's gross. It's gross. Don't assault me while I'm throwing up. And you're throwing up? No, but I think I've got the perfect cure for all of my sinus issues. I will. I made a salsa the other day that was mango habanero, but it was completely inedible for a little bit because it was too spicy. So I did fix it for the rest of the people in my house, but if I just add some more habaneros, all my sinuses will die. So I won't have any more sinus issues. My sinuses will just completely remove themselves from the torment that I put them through from my own salsa. No sinuses, no sinus infections. Think about it. It's like I have that bit about the medicine that makes you barf. I'm not privy to the ways of Family Guy. I've seen some Family Guy stuff, but I wasn't a regular watcher at all. as I'm painting her teeth and staring at them, I just really appreciate when people don't get veneers. They just keep their natural smiles. I think veneers are, there's something uncanny valley about them. Like, and I understand if like you had like an accident or something, and you get like mouth reconstructive surgery or something along those lines, and you get like new teeth put in. Completely understandable, completely valid. Go ahead and restore yourself. But when people are just like, no, I hate my smile, I'm just going to get perfect robot teeth, it scares me. And sometimes it saddens me because there's this one actor, I can't think of his name, but he played Finnick in the Hunger Games. But he had like this really, really unique, really beautiful smile, and he had like kind of like those long. And I loved it when he smiled. I loved it, absolutely loved it. It's like, oh, he's so handsome. He got veneers and got rid of the long canines, and now his teeth just don't look like they fit in his mouth. And I'm just like, baby, why? Baby, why? Why'd you do that? Why? Yeah, veneers are scary looking a lot of the times. Sometimes I'll get trolls like talking about my gap. I'm just like, I like my smile. I like my teeth. I don't know why you're coming at me, bro. Like, this is a video about my portraits. Why are you making London look jokes about my teeth? It's like, okay, would you rather I look like a robot and have scary looking teeth? The funny thing about it is, like, all 6 out of the 7 of my siblings have a gap, right? The only one that didn't have a gap was Angelina. All 5 of her kids were born with gaps. And both of my parents had gaps. And so it's just like, I'm sorry that my smile that looks like my mother and my father offends you so much, but I'm not getting robot teeth. Also, I forgot to mention one of my funny accents is coming with that wacky. Oh, you and these accents. I guess I'm not one to talk. The other day, I said something like Luna, and I was like, oh no, I'm using the fairy voice. And my sisters were like, why'd you say it like that? And I was like, I don't know. Well, you've already done British with some of the characters. You gonna be French this time? You gonna go with your Latin roots and give us like a Spaniard type thing? It's really starting to sink in how unsettling this portrait might be to some people. The elementary school last week, and Christina was selling. Well, we were both selling our book, and then I was selling mini paintings too. And then like there's this one little kid who's like, "Mommy, they have some scary paintings." Mind you, it wasn't even like any of like vampires or anything like that. I think it was just like decks from Predator Badlands and William Defoe from Spider Man. I think those were the quote unquote scary paintings. And this kid is just like, "Mommy, I'm scared." And the mom was just like, "Oh, wow, these are so beautiful. These are so gorgeous." And the baby's just like, "Take me away." Poor thing. He was adorable, though. Had these adorable, like, little chubby cheeks. It was like, oh my God. Okay, you gave me a hint. Okay. The only hint I'll give is it's one. Okay. Oh, that hint. Gotta give her some gums, too. It's a little too bright for how desaturated it is, but we will work backwards. Let's get her gums too. I've had fun doing these two portraits. Usually, when I do portraits on stream, I'm a low key stressed out, but these were quite fun to do. I need to shadow, shadow, I beg of you, please, all the people in it, give them a chance to be happy. I think I need to fix something. I'm gonna fix the way this comes up. Right though. And then this comes in a little bit more. Okay. The eyelashes on this eye is a little dramatic. I'm gonna fix that. nearly done here. Oh, my blood dried up. Gotta make some more blood, guys. I was really scared to do this portrait, and it turned out really great. Don't know why the music just stopped, but yeah, this is some good stuff right here. I'm really happy with this one. The Timothy Chalamet and the Zendaya, I thought they were okay. These two, I think they're pretty sweet. They're pretty freaking sweet. Let's get his sides too. But I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me. I know people were like coming and watching and leaving, coming and watching and leaving. I know Rob isn't here anymore, but thanks again, Rob, for following me on Twitch. And thank everybody that was watching on YouTube or will be watching it back. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy lives to watch me paint very, very tiny things. And I'm trying to get to like a regular streaming schedule, but life just keeps getting in the way. But minis when I can because I enjoy hanging out with you guys and making minis. Yeah, but these are our Dune paintings for today. If you guys want to check out other artwork that I've done, you can go to tinastextportraits.com. It is in my in the description of the video on YouTube or my bio on Twitch. That's where you guys can go to see my other work, commission me to do work. And yeah, I'm glad you guys were here. I'm glad we could hang out. But it is time to bid ourselves adieu, or however that phrase goes. I'm trying to figure out how to actually stop the live stream on YouTube, but I'll catch you guys later. Bye.